OMG. Unbelievable. Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker attack Cody Rhodes ahead of his crown jewel match. This is absolutely sickening, and if you're not enraged by the most cowardly and most devastating assault in recent WWE history, then you clearly missed Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker destroying Cody Rhodes just days before his massive crown jewel championship match in what can only be described as an assassination attempt on the American Nightmare's career. If you think this was just typical pre-match intimidation, you're dead wrong, because what I'm about to expose proves that these two monsters systematically targeted every vulnerable part of Cody's body with surgical precision, potentially ending his crown jewel dreams and possibly ending his ability to compete at the highest level ever again. Comment right now if you think Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker should be arrested for what amounts to assault and battery, because the footage of this attack is so brutal and so disturbing that WWE had to edit portions of it for broadcast. This isn't about competition or proving dominance, this is about two bitter, jealous animals trying to take out WWE's top babyface because they can't stand that Cody accomplished what they never could. The American Nightmare just became the American Nightmare for real, and the question isn't whether he can win at Crown Jewel, it's whether he can even make it to Crown Jewel. Let me break down exactly what happened, because every single detail of this attack reveals the malicious intent behind it and proves that Reed and Breakker didn't just want to hurt Cody, they wanted to end him. The attack happened during what was supposed to be a routine promotional appearance at a WWE signing event, a place where wrestlers are supposed to be safe, where security is present, where fans can interact with their heroes without fear of violence. Cody was in the middle of signing autographs, talking with fans, being the consummate professional and fan favorite that he is, when suddenly the lights in the venue went out. Not a normal power outage, this was planned. Someone had deliberately cut the power to create chaos and confusion. In the darkness, fans started screaming, security was scrambling, and Cody was trying to figure out what was happening. When the emergency lights came on, providing just enough illumination to see shapes and shadows, that's when the nightmare began. Bronson Reed emerged from backstage like a mountain of malice, moving with surprising speed for someone his size. Behind him was Bron Breakker, looking like a predator who'd finally cornered his prey. The combination of these two physical monsters advancing on Cody was terrifying to witness. Here's a trivia question for longtime fans: how many times has Cody Rhodes won a world championship in WWE? Drop your answer below. Cody immediately realized the danger he was in. He's a veteran, he's been in hostile situations before, but being attacked by two of the most physically imposing wrestlers in WWE while surrounded by civilians changed the dynamic completely. Cody couldn't just fight back with full intensity, he had to worry about fan safety, about not causing a panic that could lead to injuries in the crowd. That hesitation cost him. Reed struck first with a massive clothesline that sent Cody crashing through the autograph table, scattering memorabilia and photos everywhere. Before Cody could recover, Breakker was on him, delivering brutal knee strikes to Cody's midsection. The crowd was in shock, parents were covering their children's eyes, security was trying to intervene, but Reed and Breakker were so violent and so aggressive that even security couldn't get close. The attack continued with sickening precision. Reed grabbed Cody and hit a devastating powerslam onto the concrete floor, not a padded ring, not a wrestling mat, but hard concrete that echoed with the impact. Cody's back arched in pain, his face contorted in agony, and you could see in his eyes that he knew he was in serious trouble. But Reed and Breakker weren't satisfied. They dragged Cody through the venue, smashing him into walls, throwing him into merchandise displays, making sure that every single part of Cody's body absorbed damage. This wasn't random violence, this was calculated assault designed to target specific body parts that Cody would need for his crown jewel match. Drop a comment: do you think this attack was personal jealousy, or was someone paying Reed and Breakker to take out Cody? Let me know your theory. They focused particularly on Cody's legs and lower back, the parts of his body necessary for executing his signature moves and withstanding a long championship match. Reed's tsunami splashes, when delivered in a wrestling ring, are already devastating. But Reed hit 3 tsunami splashes on Cody against the concrete floor, each one crushing Cody's spine and ribs with the full weight of Reed's 330 pounds. Breakker, meanwhile, was targeting Cody's neck and shoulders with his signature powerhouse offense. The standing power slam, the gorilla press, the brutal spear, all of them delivered with maximum force and zero regard for Cody's safety or well-being. Breakker looked unhinged, like he was channeling years of frustration at being in Cody's shadow. By the time security finally managed to pull Reed and Breakker away, the damage was catastrophic. Cody was lying on the ground, barely moving, blood trickling from a cut on his forehead, his body twisted at angles that suggested serious injury. Medical personnel rushed to his side immediately, and the assessment was grim. Reports from the scene indicate that Cody couldn't stand on his own. He couldn't put weight on his left leg without excruciating pain. His ribs were visibly bruised and potentially fractured. His back showed signs of severe trauma. The preliminary diagnosis suggested that Cody was in no condition to compete at Crown Jewel, and might not be cleared to compete for weeks or even months. The cruelty of the timing cannot be overstated. Crown Jewel is supposed to be Cody's moment, his chance to defend his championship on one of WWE's biggest international stages, his opportunity to prove that finishing his story was just the beginning of a legendary championship reign. And Reed and Breakker tried to steal that moment from him through criminal violence. Quick question: what is Cody Rhodes' finishing move called? Show me you know your American Nightmare knowledge. The immediate aftermath was chaos. The signing event was cancelled. Fans were escorted out while still in shock over what they'd witnessed. WWE issued an emergency statement saying they were reviewing the incident and would take appropriate action, which is corporate speak that means absolutely nothing when one of your top stars might be seriously injured. Cody was taken to a local medical facility for comprehensive evaluation. The tests revealed what everyone feared: significant soft tissue damage, bruised ribs, a potential herniated disc in his lower back, and severe contusions across his entire body. The medical staff's recommendation was rest, which is the last thing Cody wanted to hear just days before Crown Jewel. But here's where Cody Rhodes showed why he's not just a great wrestler but a true warrior. Despite doctors advising against it, despite his body being broken and battered, despite the pain he must be in, Cody released a statement saying, "I will be at Crown Jewel. Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker tried to end my career before my match even started, but they failed. Because I'm not just fighting for a championship, I'm fighting for everyone who's ever been told they can't. I'm fighting for everyone who's ever been attacked when they were vulnerable. And I'm going to prove that it takes more than two cowards jumping me from behind to stop the American Nightmare." The defiance in Cody's words gave wrestling fans hope, but it also raised serious concerns. Is Cody putting his health at risk by insisting on competing? Will he be at a severe disadvantage in his match because of the injuries? Is his courage going to lead to even more serious injury because his body can't withstand what Crown Jewel will demand? Tell me in the comments, is Cody Rhodes being brave or being foolish by insisting on competing at Crown Jewel after this attack? What would you do in his position? The motivations behind Reed and Breakker's attack are fascinating and reveal deeper issues within WWE's roster. Both men have been positioned as monsters, as dominant forces, but neither has achieved the level of success that Cody has. Reed has been relegated to mid-card feuds despite his impressive size and skills. Breakker, despite his pedigree and potential, hasn't been given the main event push many expected. So when they see Cody, someone who left WWE, found success elsewhere, and then returned to immediate main event status and championship glory, the resentment must be overwhelming. From their perspective, Cody got opportunities they've been denied. Cody got the storytelling and booking they've been begging for. Cody got to finish his story while their stories are still being ignored. That resentment turned into violence. Reed and Breakker decided that if WWE won't give them opportunities, they'll create opportunities by taking out the top guy. If they can't beat Cody in a fair fight, they'll eliminate him before the fight even happens. It's the strategy of cowards and losers, which makes it perfect heel behavior but also genuinely despicable. WWE's response has been inadequate. Yes, they issued statements. Yes, they're investigating. But where are the consequences? Where's the announcement that Reed and Breakker are suspended? Where's the declaration that attacking someone at a public event is unacceptable and will result in immediate termination? The lack of swift, decisive action makes WWE look weak and makes it seem like they're more concerned about protecting heat for a storyline than protecting their performers. The fan reaction has been overwhelming. Social media exploded with support for Cody and hatred for Reed and Breakker. Hashtag Cody Strong and hashtag Justice for Cody trend worldwide. Fans are planning to bring signs to Crown Jewel supporting Cody and condemning his attackers. The WWE Universe has rallied around the American Nightmare in a way that shows just how beloved he truly is. What's your honest take? Should WWE have immediately fired Reed and Breakker for this attack, or should they keep them around for the eventual revenge storyline? Sound off. The implications for Crown Jewel are massive. If Cody competes while injured, his opponent will have a significant advantage. Every move will hurt Cody more than it normally would. Every bump will risk aggravating his injuries. The match could end in seconds if Cody's body simply can't handle the strain. And if Cody loses the championship because of injuries from this attack, Reed and Breakker will have succeeded in their goal even if they're not the ones who took the title. But there's also the possibility that Cody's heart and determination will overcome the physical disadvantage. Wrestling history is filled with stories of injured warriors fighting through pain to achieve victory. Cody's own father, the legendary Dusty Rhodes, competed through countless injuries. Maybe Cody can channel that Rhodes family toughness and prove that we can overcome physical limitation. The speculation about who might help Cody is rampant. Does someone step up to even the odds? Does Cody recruit protection against future attacks? Does WWE assign security specifically to keep Reed and Breakker away from Cody? The uncertainty adds another layer of intrigue to an already compelling situation. The psychological warfare aspect is crucial. Reed and Breakker succeeded in getting inside Cody's head. Every time Cody takes a bump in his match, he'll be thinking about the attack. Every time his back or ribs hurt, he'll remember being crushed by Reed's tsunami splashes. The trauma of the assault could affect Cody's performance as much as the physical injuries. The broader implications for WWE's roster are concerning. If Reed and Breakker can attack Cody without immediate, severe consequences, what's to stop other wrestlers from launching similar attacks? What's to prevent backstage areas and public events from becoming war zones where everyone's constantly watching their back? WWE needs to establish that this behavior is unacceptable or risk creating a toxic, dangerous environment. Here's a strategic question: if you were booking Cody's revenge on Reed and Breakker, what would be the most satisfying way to pay this off? Give me your creative ideas. The potential for this to become a multi-month storyline is real. Even after Crown Jewel, Cody will want revenge. Reed and Breakker will want to finish what they started. The personal hatred that this attack created won't disappear with one match or one moment. This could be a defining feud for all three men that elevates everyone involved if handled correctly. The merchandise opportunities are interesting from a business standpoint. Cody's strong shirts supporting him through this adversity. Collector's items commemorating his courage in facing Crown Jewel despite his injuries. WWE could make money off the sympathy and support Cody's receiving, though capitalizing on an attack like this feels somewhat uncomfortable from an ethical standpoint. The media coverage has been significant. Wrestling media covered the attack extensively. Some mainstream sports outlets picked up the story because of the violent nature of the assault and the public setting. WWE is getting attention, but it's the kind of attention that raises questions about performer safety and workplace violence that WWE probably doesn't want to answer. One final question before we wrap: who do you want to see help Cody get revenge on Reed and Breakker? Should he handle it alone, or recruit allies? Drop your answer. The legacy implications for Cody are profound. If he competes at Crown Jewel and wins despite being attacked and injured, it adds to his legend as a warrior who can't be stopped. If he loses, it's a tragic story of a champion whose moment was stolen by cowards. Either outcome creates compelling narrative, but one is obviously preferable for Cody's character. Now I want to hear from you, the Wrestling Newsletter family. Tell me in the comments. Are you furious at Reed and Breakker for this attack? Do you think Cody should compete at Crown Jewel or pull out? What's the most satisfying revenge Cody could get? Should WWE have fired Reed and Breakker immediately? Will Cody be able to overcome his injuries and win? Is this attack going to make Cody more over with fans? Smash that like button if you're supporting Cody Rhodes through this attack. Destroy that like button if you want to see Reed and Breakker pay for what they did. We need maximum engagement. Subscribe to Wrestling Newsletter because we're covering Cody's journey to Crown Jewel and his eventual revenge on these cowards. Share this video with every wrestling fan because Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker's attack on Cody Rhodes ahead of Crown Jewel is shocking and disgusting, and everyone needs to rally behind the American Nightmare. Cody Rhodes was ambushed. Reed and Breakker are cowards. Crown Jewel is in jeopardy. But the American Nightmare refuses to give up. His body is broken but his spirit is unbreakable. And when he gets his revenge, when he makes Reed and Breakker pay for this attack, it's going to be legendary. This is the kind of adversity that creates legendary moments. #CodyStrong